Good morning everyone, and welcome to this beautiful swim. It's 10 past 10 on the 25th of March 2023. He's back, his arse is hanging out, and it's the shulver. There he is. And of course, a new look for everyone. Yeah, the moustache, aka gay porn star. Where are we? We're back at Cretelakes. We come back, we love it here. Where have we gone? We've gone on Lake 1. You might remember a very short video that we fished over there, peg 10. Well, we decided that we wanted peg 1 this time, and we stuck with it because we did choose peg 1 last time, but then for some reason changed our mind to go peg 10, and we had one fish each, which was bad. Anyway, the wind is hacking down into this corner. We come out 4th in the draw, and this is it. We're on Lake 1, peg 1. It is hacking into it. It's probably hearing the wind. So what we're going to do is try and get set up. You'll see all the gear is absolutely everywhere. We literally just got dropped off here, so we haven't unpacked anything yet. But yeah, we're going to get into it, get all the bivvy set up, get all the rods set up, and then we'll keep you updated. Welcome to Carping Miracles. Well, you can't put them out in that. Good evening, punters. It's day 2 and it is 7:30. So the clocks went forward, didn't they? And we're in France, which is an hour forward, so I might be able to set my watch. I don't know how to do it. So anyway, we have had currently one of them sessions that's up there with, if things can go wrong, they've gone wrong with us. And boy oh boy. So we managed to get the peg that we wanted, which is good, which is fantastic. The wind's been hacking in here. We've been loving life, but it ain't stopped raining. It is just constantly raining. The minute we come out the bivvy, once it stops raining, we come out, start doing stuff, it starts raining again. So we ain't been able to be very effective. What else has gone wrong? Yesterday, for some reason, something happened to Shulver's boat, and for the first time in my life, I had to do Miller's bait boat rescue instead of the opposite way round. So I had to rescue his boat. It came in. It's unfixable. Unfixable, Lee?
Yeah, I was off, I proved it.
So that was unfixable, but it's all good because we've got my boat. My lovely boat, which is currently sat over there in the bag. Why is it in the bag, I hear you ask? Well, today, you know, we were using it yesterday, absolutely fine. I decided, okay, my battery's getting a little bit low, I'll put a new battery on. Well, I bought some new batteries, when was it? Probably a couple of years ago. The same batteries as what it's got. So I bought them. Anyway, I've connected one up and all of a sudden, bang, it's just dropped my fucking bait on the side and blown the fuse. I ain't got another fuse, have I? So I kindly asked the bailiffs, you've got a fuse? They said, yes, we have. I said, you are fantastic. So they brought one back. So the fuse that was in there originally was a 10 amp and they brought me back a 20 amp. They said, this will stop it blowing. I said, absolutely fantastic. Dickhead me here puts the one of the new batteries back on again. And it's fried the board because it's gone through the fuse and it's fried the board. So boat completely useless now. So that's 2 boats. I mean, you can't predict this stuff. 2 boats now fucked. Luckily our mate Jason's come out with us, so it's not just me and Shulver, it's me, Shulver and Jase have come on this trip. Jase is in the peg next door, so we're in 1, he's in 2, which is a single peg. And he said, look lads, if I'm not using my boat, you're more than welcome to use it, which is a fucking godsend. Excuse my swearing. Anyway, so that's gone wrong. The spots that we were put on yesterday by the bailiff were sort of right and sort of not. So he gave us a few spots, but some of them we just couldn't find at all with the marker or anything like that. What we thought we were fishing on, just it wasn't as it was. But we're on some spots now. We're out. 2 fish have been caught on this lake so far, not by us. But I'm a little bit more confident tonight than I was last night, Lee. Are you?
Yeah.
Even though we've got no boat or anything like that. So.
Don't need them anyway, do we?
Well, we kind of do if we need to put our rods back out.
You can reach all your spots.
I can't reach them ones out there.
There's only 21 wraps.
I can't. Yeah, I ain't going to get to them. Not with the way I'm fishing it. So the 19's all right, but not the 21's. Not the way I'm fishing it. Because of that tree as well. Look. So yeah, so we've had a bit of a nightmare. But it all started off so well. And a few other things have been calamities as well. But there we go. Oh yeah, so I ordered 20 kilo of bait. Went to pay for it. I said, we ain't got no card facilities here. I said, well, how am I meant to pay for the bait? And they said you could do a bank transfer. I said, well, hang on mate. I said, you know, I do this fishing and that. I said, I try and hide a lot of my expenditures from the missus. I said, using my bank account, it's going to pop straight up. So anyway, the lads said, look, phone up Cretelakes on Monday and see if we can sort something out. So I'll be phoning them up and see if I can pay over the phone. If not, I don't know what to do. Now, I can't find my cash that I brought out. Don't know where that's bloody gone. The bread's gone downhill, isn't it?
Yeah.
We used to rave about the bread rolls out here with your dinner and with your breakfast. Big old lovely rolls, fresh French rolls and that. And we were a little bit gutted because we were telling our mate Jason, it's his first time out here, we were telling him about how brilliant they are. We get out here, slices of bread at dinner now, and then this morning we went to get the breakfast rolls. They're that big, tiny. So well, that's not good. Yeah, so that's the update. That's where we're at. I don't know what else to say. So I'll put on the Facebook page, Billy Miller Angler. If you ain't on there and you want to get on there, Billy Miller Angler. I'll put on there that we're out here and stuff like that, and everyone's saying, I hope you're blogging it, I hope you're blogging it. And I'm saying to everyone, well look, if I don't catch it, what's the point in blogging? But there's been a lot of people saying, well we don't mind if you don't catch, we just, you know, want to see the Vader back again. We want to see Shulver. He don't want to be on camera at the minute because he's huffing and puffing. He said, yeah, we want to see fucking Vader and Shulver back again. We haven't seen you for ages. That's fine, but just be aware it's going to be a bit of a rubbish blog if I don't catch. So that's where we're at right now. But anyway, the rain's holding off, so I'm enjoying a cigar just to chill out because I've had a bit of a stressful day. I've snapped a few times, not snapped my rods as in snapped at anyone who spoke to me.
Poor wanker.
But we're all right now. I've got a beer, I've got a smoke, so I'm all right. I'm doing all right.
I'll take all the beers, don't I, Bill?
You have to, mate. You're literally here. You're the only one that can. So, hopefully, we'll have a nice little catch report tonight, and I'll give you an update as and when.
Go on then, mate. Just hold your hands out. Yeah, look a right cop.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Right, you
Do
ready
mine
with
on or do mine off?
your camera?
What's my camera and all now?
Your phone? You can use mine if you want. This is terrible. Oh, your phone's good.
Yeah, I'll get mine. I'm pretty good at photos.
You good?
Yep, I'm ready.
Right, we're off the mark.
Have you pressed film yet?
Hold on. Do you want to film or?
I think it's press film already. It's filming, isn't it? Yeah, it's filming. Am I on the screen? Have you seen the screen on the camera? You ever looked at the screen?
Yeah, you're on the fucking screen.
Yeah, you're on. Do you want me to video it, Bill?
It's videoing now. So we're off the mark. It's the second night. Right hand rod, PVA bag, and it's just screamed off. Cell and a half, 18 miller. So that's enough, Lee. No, that's all right, mate.
That's all right, Bill. Bit more.
No, we're good. This is going to beat me up now. Of course it is. So we've weighed it, and we're getting 24, but it looks a lot bigger.
Got that one.
Roll it properly, Bill. That's better.
Stay there, Bill.
I probably want to kiss that gay moustache. He's a fucking Joey, isn't he?
That is a really perfect comment.
Thanks, mate.
Got a shadow. What's the shadow?
Get his tash in. He'll cry if he ain't got that in.
Yep.
You good?
Got it, yep.
Oh, you got that
Hold on.
waist, you got that sling.
Hold on, Bill.
Put it back in the sling.
Yeah.
Put it back. Beautiful pictures, mate.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll ding them over to you.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Lee.
All right, mate. Pleasure.
Camera on?
I think it's recording. Here we go then.
Is it recording? Yeah.
Fish number 2 of the session. 38. Oh God, these mats are so big you can't get close to them.
fucking head off again, Bill.
Let's go back then, mate.
Quick show you these.
Yeah, can you take another one? So stupid fucking.
Just strictly a fucking torch.
Oh, they're alright, mate.
Yeah, they do
Yeah,
that?
it's not PB, is it? So, yeah, brilliant, mate.
Right.
Lovely. Oh, beautiful fish, beautiful, beautiful fish.
Do you
So
want me to
there
get the
we
camera?
go.
Do you want me to get the camera a bit better for you, mate? Just so the bitches can see you.
So there we go. 38, registering 42 on the scales. I'll take £4 off for the sling. Absolute perler.
Up. That's it.
Beautiful. Bit of weight to her. Happy days. Let's get her back.
Pasty.
Aye aye. Look at this. Hailstones. It's hailstones. What fun on a fishing trip. Hopefully it's just a passing showy area. It's dying off now, but it's been going on the last 10 minutes, hailstones. So I'm bivvy bound at the minute. Let's have a look at the time. So it's 12:30 now on day 3. Had 2 fish last night. Really nice to get the first fish under my belt, certainly, because as we all know, there's nothing worse than the whole am I going to catch, and you end up not enjoying the session because you're so worried about blanking. But once the first fish is under your belt, you know, this really does become the holiday, because you can relax, the pressure's off, you ain't going home blanking. So that was good. That was at about, I want to say about 7:30 last night, maybe about 9:30 last night. It was definitely dark anyway, and I'm just thinking now, last light's at about sundown's about 7:30, so it was probably later than that. We were sat here and it was an absolute belting, screaming run on the right hand rod. So just out in front you can see Shulver's rods there. He's fishing the left hand side of the swim and I'm fishing the right hand side of the swim. You can't see my rods yet, you can just see them down there. In fact, they're just behind the tree. There they are. And I'm fishing the right hand side of the swim. So then anyway, we had that fish. Lovely fish. Looked a lot bigger than what it was. It was only 23.12 we had on the scales after we took the net off afterwards. Oh, sorry, the sling off afterwards, which is £4. So yeah, 23.12. Thought it looked a lot bigger, but you know, I haven't seen a fish on the bank for coming up 2 to 3 years now, guys. That's how long it's been since I've been fishing and caught. So very welcome. And then a couple of hours later, the same rod, the same spot, took off again. This time I had a 38 mirror. Really nice, you know, good to see that they're getting bigger. And very pleased with that one. It kind of makes you think though, doesn't it? Is it the spots? Is it the bait? Is it the rig? What's working? What's the thing that I should potentially look at changing? Should I move another rod onto that spot? Should I change the way I'm fishing on my other 2 rods to the way that I'm fishing on the right hand rod? Should I change the bait? Do you know what I mean? It gets you thinking, what should I do? What should I do? But all I know at the minute is I didn't have the most confidence in the rig that I was using. Why? Well, because I haven't fished in so long, I've literally forgotten how to do everything. So I went back to old school, PVA bag, inline drop-off lead system, short rig, and of course it's barbless only out here, so I bought some new hooks and I'm using the Nash claw, and I'll try and see if it can focus, but you won't be able to see it, it's too dark in here. Anyway, this is the Nash claw, kind of like a hexagon shape up the top, on a bit of hybrid coated with the stripped off section so it can move about a little bit. Tiny little bit of putty where the coating strips and goes to the suppleness. Long hair with an 18mm1/2 baits, so 1.5 baits of cell, and that's what's doing the business at the minute. All in a bag with a load of crushed up boilie. And this time as well, I pulled out the perfect peach goo, which I don't think I've ever had a fish on. In fact, tell a lie, my snow session many years ago, that was the first goo that I bought, and I was fishing some baits with goo, some baits without goo, and they both fished exactly the same. So I never really used it anymore until, when I get desperate, I'll pull it out. Anyway, I put some in the bag, both bags yesterday, and had 2 fish off of it. So that's nice to know that the old maybe it's not the peach, but when you spend whatever it was, 11 quid a bottle on it, you want to know you get at least 1 fish out of it. So there we go, that's where we're at the minute. I'm gonna get my right hand rod out again. I didn't have a take after the second fish last night on it, and of course putting a boat out in the dark, and it was pitch black last night, there was no features to guide it to, so I was just guessing where it was going, and I think I might have it too far to the right, maybe might even be too far to the left, I don't know. So I'm going to put it out very shortly once this rain stops, because of course it's a PVA bag and I don't want it to melt on its way out. But that is what we are up to at the moment. I'll keep you updated. So just sat here now, just prepping some baits. What I'm going to do is, the 2 fish I had last night were off of same spot, same rig, etc. So I'm going to move one of my rods to about 10 foot apart. I'm going to fish different baits, same rigs, same tactic, PVA bag, but I'm going to fish different baits. So the bait that I'm now preparing, what I'm doing is I'm just doing chops. What is it called a cutter. Anyway, put your bait in the end, chops it in 2. Worked out with the 18 mils, you put 6 or 7 in there. But it has to be, you have to have the right size for the right boilie, otherwise it just jams up. Just really, you just like that, it crunches them, spits them out. So, I mean, ideally 6. It chops them in half, and then you get 12 baits out of it. For those you ain't seen them, what you do, put your baits in the end now, they all pile up in there, and then you push your plunger in and it just chops it. They've been out for years. Underrated. I've just got a bag full of these chops now, so I can put it out with the boat. So we had we've had nightmares with our boats. Both our boats ain't working now. I've fried the bloody motherboard of mine. Lee's just stopped working for some reason. Chances of that happening 1 in a million, but it's happened. So luckily Jason, who's come along with us, he's lent us his boat. Technicat Mark II. What a boat! So easy and simple to use. No pissing about with dual controllers and dual engines and stuff like that. It's just so easy to use, which I really like. Really like. You can operate it one-handed, while you're keeping an eye on your line or what have you. Really good. Couldn't believe it earlier. It was hailstoning. Now it's glorious sunshine. Just have to take my jacket off. Which is nice considering the time of year. And especially considering we had hailstones earlier. So, how's everyone been? I hope you, well, I know it's been a long time. A very long time since I've... Was it last year I'd done a blog, but we blanked at Abbey Lakes? Or was it the year before? I can't remember. Might have been a year, yeah, it was the year before, it was October, wasn't it? Oh yeah, I put too many in there. Idiot. So yeah, so I haven't been fishing for a long time. I haven't been hitting it hard like I used to. And oh, it's all clogged up. YouTube let me know the other day. They said you've it was either the fact that I hadn't posted a video for a long time, or I've lost subscribers. That whatever YouTube privileges I had, which I don't know what they bloody were, I'm not getting them anymore. So I don't know whether this video is even going to be able to be uploaded in a oneer. Because that was one thing when I first started out. You'll notice my first ever videos were real short, because YouTube wouldn't allow me to go over a certain time. I think it was like 15 minutes or something like that. And then as I got more subscribers and you guys started watching, it allowed me to have longer videos, hence why some of the videos are, you know, over an hour long, which I don't know if you like them, or if you want me to make it shorter. If you want me to make part 1, part 2, part 3s, I don't know. But it, yeah, I don't have them privileges anymore. So let me know what you've been up to. I do appreciate everyone's messages that they leave on YouTube, but sometimes I don't get the notifications, so I don't respond for a year. But it's good to see that I am still getting views. Not that it makes any difference to my life whatsoever. In fact, making these videos, it's extra effort as such, isn't it? You know, I mean, I could be in my bivvy getting my head down, but instead I'm blogging. Be sat there having a beer instead of blogging. But no, I do really appreciate everyone that messages, and even on the Facebook profile, Billy Miller Angler. Thousands of angling friends on there. You know, the majority of them I've never even met, but they're all, you know, as soon as I said, "Oh, I'm out to Cretelakes," "Oh, good luck, let us know how you get on," blah blah blah. Constant messages of support and banter, of course. "Oh, you're going to blank again." Yeah, which I don't mind. So yeah, if you're not on the Facebook, send me a friend request. I do have a couple of stipulations though, so that's not my sole Facebook account. It's just for angling only. Put pictures of fish up there because I've got a lot of friends that don't fish, and when I used to put all my pictures up on there, it just kind of become repetitive for them people, and they didn't want to see pictures of fish and baits and needles and tackle and stuff like that. So I created the Billy Miller Angler one for angling only. So if you ain't got a picture of a fish or an angling type profile picture, I ain't going to accept you. And if I ain't got any, we should have like loads of mutual friends. We're all kind of in the same community, aren't we? And if you've got less than, you know, 20 or 30 friends in common, you're probably not going to get accepted. The reason for this is there's a lot of scammers out there. A lot of scammers. I mean, if I showed you the friend requests I'll get in a minute, you wouldn't believe it. It's all these bloody porno sites, isn't it? Come and subscribe to my OnlyFans and see my pictures. Couldn't care less about your stupid OnlyFans. Rats anyway. So that's where we're at. Right, so I'm nearly filled this bag now with chops.
fuck's sake.
There we go. So, bag full of chops, that's good. That's part one done. Next bag, these are really handy. In Cretelakes, the buckets are few and far between, I'll be honest with you. We managed to get a second bucket, but you know, you need a bucket for your water when you catch a fish. You need a bucket for some baits, you need a bucket for some munga, bucket for chops, do you know what I mean? You can't get them. So I brought some of these little clip zip lock bags out. Just handy, you know what I mean? Just handy. Anyway, so phase two, crusher. So this is going to be for, I might do 2 bags of this. One's going to be a wet mix and one's going to be a dry mix. Dry mix for the bag, wet mix for inside the boat. See how we get on. These are a pain in the arse. I have got a, it's like a mini ridge monkey one. You put it in the top, you crank it and it crushes it real quick, real good. These ones, when they first come out, brilliant, but after a while, I mean, you tell me, maybe I'm just a little pussy, but fucking hands are hurting, my wrists are hurting. Maybe I'm just a little pussy, but just letting you know. Right, so I'm going to crack on, crushing these up, fill the bag, and then what I'll do is I'll show you the rig, that I'm using, show you the rig that I caught the fish on last night. Very simple, there's nothing to it. Nothing technical about it, I haven't reinvented the wheel. It's just a little short, solid PVA bag rig that I use and I have been using for years. Caught me a lot of fish. You want to say something?
Yeah, I'm amazed people fucking listen to you. Bore the fuck out of me.
This is why I come to France, ladies and gents. Be with this guy. Pure morale. Every day. Dickhead, didn't you?
Yeah. Pride myself on it.
Right. I'm going to get back to this and then I'll show you the rig in a bit. Quarter to 8 on day 3. No action today, apart from about 20 minutes ago. We at Lee's right hand rod, which is out right in the middle, lifted up, not his rod, it's bobbin lifted up and stayed up, and then line started getting taken, struck into it. Unfortunately, nothing on the end, but apart from that, nothing really gone on. You wouldn't have seen this young gentleman next to me before. This is Jase. He's come out here with us this year. We met Jase a few years back when we fished crystal waters.
When what year was that?
I don't know.
Was it 17 or 18?
When did we do crystal, Lee?
How the fuck's I know? About 3 years ago.
Thought you were there.
You stupid, you weren't 20.
Look on the chart, what's it say?
On me what?
Oh, you got the crystal one on, have you?
No.
That's about 4 years ago, wasn't it?
Alright, about 4 years ago then. And he's been following us around like a bad smell ever since. Even when we think he's not going to be somewhere, he just tips up. He's there surprising us.
I'll be gentle, Miller.
So anyway, speaking of bad smells, so Jase has been very kind to us and lent his boat. I said about this on the blog earlier. So anyway, after dinner, he's put his baits out and I said, oh, can I use your boat? Yeah, no dramas, mate. So I brought it round here, put my first rod out, and I'm stood there and I'm going, what the hell is that smell? And I thought it was me, and I'm sort of like, I mean, it was a horrible smell.
You've never smelled that good.
And I'm smelling my hands, I'm going, oh, is it my bait? I thought I was on the sail. And anyway, it turns out Jase has got this bait absolutely reeks. I mean, it's just, oh, it's like if you ain't fucking washed.
It's worse than that.
Yeah, it's probably worse than that actually. Oh god, it's just horrible. And I was like, fucking hell, but it was all over the remote control for the boat.
This boring shit every night.
It's alright.
And
So I'm just waiting my time.
yeah, so I was smelling that. It was like, for sakes, disgusting. But soon figured it out. It was Jase's bait. So tonight I've decided to put 2 rods on the spot that I had the fish on last night. Exactly the same rigs, exactly the same distance out, about 6 foot, maybe bigger than that, 10 foot apart. But I've changed the bait, so I'm on Cell on one and Munch Baits Biomarine on the other, just to see if it's the area, if it's the bait, if it's the rig that's working, see what's going on. Lee, the margin masters, put one down tonight in the margin, which is really good, and I think that's going to be the one that's going to go tonight. That's the one we're going to have. That's my bait bucket, mate, not the bottles right there. Bottles up there, mate.
I can touch in, eh? Touch in.
I've used this crumb bait as the ashtray. Thought it was a sandpit.
So, I think
he's got his sling out of his pod and everything.
what?
What?
Got my sling out of my pod. What are you
I
saying?
swear to God, I feel like a gooseberry with this married couple.
I've got my sling out of my pod.
No, you sling out your pod.
I don't know what this mutant is saying. I don't know if anyone can explain. Just write in the comments underneath this video, what you think he's actually saying. But yeah, anyway, so Jase is fishing up there.
Peg 3. Peg 2.
Peg 2. Tell us about what you're up to, Jase. What you're thinking, what you're doing, what you're changing, how you're feeling.
I've really, the last few times I've been to France, I've struggled. And I think I've just overthought it a lot. So literally I've stripped back and literally start from basics.
Right.
Building up again. Absolutely bolt standard rigs on the Ghost. One on Ghost and 2 on soft Ghost.
What's Ghost? That bait?
No, it's hook link.
Oh, okay.
Testing it in the water. It's very, very invisible. Really
France
is.
got us Samaritans. Oh, the fucking phone will get depressed.
If you hear a splash, that shout gone in. We'll use him as a fucking dinghy. We'll get some refugees on his back. But no, it is a lot of watercraft here.
Tissue water, crying in there.
There's a few spots on the lake which ain't being fished, so the chances are they are shoaled up here and there. One over the far side opposite where we're sitting, and one to our right, which is 4, 5 and 6.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah. So, well, 6, 5, 4. They're only really short chucks, aren't they? There's hardly any water, but it's enough for these fish to hide in. So it's a case of just tempting them out. But yeah, and I say, I met these guys whenever at Crystal Water, and we had a blast. Lovely and sunny.
Yeah, it was.
Hot, comfortable. Whose stupid idea is it to come this time of year?
Oh, there he is.
Hello, Lee. Yeah. But no, the year before, I went back when I met these guys because I had such a hell of a week. I went back there and we really struggled our arse off, didn't we?
Well, I don't know. I didn't struggle, but we struggled at Abbey.
Who put you on the spots on Crystal?
Posh bloke drinking wine, I think it was.
Which, if any of you actually look back over the videos of Bill, you'll actually see him at Abbey Lakes opening a bottle of diesel. And he's sitting there smoking a cigar.
Watch all these videos.
But one thing you've got to remember about
Leave
Bill
the poor
is
duck alone, Bill.
One thing you got to think about Bill is, don't ever throw a badger at him, because he'll squeal like a girl, and that's why I call him Princess.
Was it a badger or was it a koi poo?
That was a badger run towards you, Bill. You screamed like a fucking bitch. I heard you the other side of the
It
lake.
was such an insignificant event in my life that I'm sorry, gents, I don't remember.
The whole
You
lake
wouldn't
heard you
remember, but
scream.
if it had been one of us, we'd have never
badger.
heard the end of it.
You thought it was you and Steve in a fucking bivvy. You thought Steve was going a bit dry.
It's exactly the same as when we met you at Abbey, didn't I? And I was fishing with this absolute donut. I got given a partner. Oh, what did he do? He washed his food in the lake and then washed up in the lake. It was like, oh, that's fucking lake. That's quite good to swim.
Did he actually like use like soap and shower gel and that in the lake?
No, not shower gel. He didn't wash because I told him on the Friday evening. I said, if you don't go and wash, you ain't getting in my van on the way home. You'll be walking.
Oh, well, he was like washing up his plates and that?
Yeah, he was washing up his plates and that in the lake. I was like, couldn't believe it.
Squaddies for you.
Yeah, well, it was signals, so say no more. But no, I say Crystal was a good crack winner.
Yeah, I would go back.
See, the year before I met you, that was beautiful. I mean, it was like the water like here. But that year it was like a different lake. It was pea soup. There was just gunk in every swim. It just weren't right. There was something wrong with it.
Yeah. They're all fucking gasping for air, weren't they, under the
Oh yeah, they were. You
under
could
the
see
lilies.
the pads just
Yeah.
being knocked about, but it was just too heavy, wasn't it? You just couldn't get into them.
Till, you know, I had this genius idea of putting a solid bag on and just punching straight through. I mean, come up with the idea all by myself.
No, you didn't.
Just like no one even had any ideas similar to that. Just my idea, 100%. Didn't need any outside help or anything like that.
Now you're going to say you're 5 foot and skinny. You lie like a
Jay's come
cat.
round and he said, why don't you put a bait under the lilies? And I said, absolutely not. He says, I'll just snap up straight away, get caught up. He said, look, just put a solid bag on, punch straight through the lilies, fish locked up, and if you get any movement, just, you know, you be on your rods. And fair play to him. I think that got me my first fish, I think it was my first fish from the pads.
Yeah. Listen to Uncle Jay. Jay knows best.
Yeah, good sesh.
Yeah. Oh no, even though I didn't catch, I actually had a really good time.
So there you go, so that's Jay who I keep talking about in the vids.
But yeah, I'm close to Suffolk Water Park, Hindlesham, where Bill's and Lee have fished many a time.
Me unsuccessfully, many times.
That's your nemesis, isn't it?
Yeah, still to this day.
How many times you fished that now?
Oh mate, I mean I stopped fishing it when I moved
Quitter.
away. And I moved away from Ipswich in 2013, so 10 years ago. And I think I've fished it once, maybe twice since then. So of course I ain't going to catch out of it if I'm not fishing it again, but
Well, you never know, mate.
there we go. Anyway, let's have a look at the lake, because I don't think I've shown you the lake. What?
They actually do it here. Because we've had all 4 seasons in one, haven't we?
Just let everyone know that's my bivvy, my baits. He's just help yourself. It's called Help Yourself Baits. Are us.
She's usually got a sign up saying, "Quiet, please, princess sleeping."
So here we go. If you have a look out onto the left, 10, 9, 8, 7 in there. What we're doing is, if you can see these tall trees in the distance, we're fishing out to that. There's we found a nice patch of gravel there at 19 wraps. So I've got a rod on there, Lee's got a rod on there.
Oh, Bill, tell anyone who does fish this lake, try not to go out too far because some of the features are a lot closer in than you think.
There you go, you've heard it.
I found one at 10 wraps max. Absolutely pucker. Bit of gravel.
Good to fish on.
Oh, brilliant, I'm on it.
I mentioned that shulver's in the margin tonight, just down here. I mean, literally, it's just under there. There's an outlet pipe there, so he's put one down there. And then over here, let me just see if I can get my finger in the right place. I think it's there. Yeah, that's it. So there's a willow coming out here. He's stuck one right underneath there. My other two rods are, if you look to the corner of the lake, so the corner of the lake is there, where there's a break in the trees. That's the corner. And my boundary is 20 wraps out to the corner.
He's about 20 yards past that in my swim.
So, of course, you know, the different angles and stuff, Jase is kicking off. But if the bailiff comes round, he can watch me put it out 20 wraps. So I'm out to there, 20 wraps, and there's a nice patch there. That's where I had both my fish off last night. The right hand rod. I did have a rod heading towards 7, out to 20 wraps as well. But didn't have anything off that and decided to move that onto this patch tonight just to see if I can wangle a few fish off of that. But yeah, that's the lake, and then Jase's, you can't see Jase's swim, it's just down to the right there, next one along.
It's like a little cove, isn't it?
Yeah, just taken back a little bit from where we are. But that's the lake. What have we got? 3 swims over that side, I've got anglers in. 3 swims over this side, I've got anglers in. But then if you look over to the right there, you probably won't be able to see because of the light, but there's 3 empty swims over there. And 1 empty swim.
They're day session swims, isn't it?
Over there. They're what?
A day session on these side?
Day
They only go about 20 yards.
Yeah, very close in, I think some of them are. Is that because of the power lines? I
think it's just they haven't got water.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so they're real close in swims, them ones over there, so no one fancied them. But
don't ignore the margins here.
Yeah, definitely don't ignore the margins. Just seen a fish just jump out over there. Oh no, it's Lee chucking a bloody load of bait in, isn't it?
Yeah, he's gone round there.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, this place, first time being here, I'm quite impressed with it.
Well,
food's really good. I've quite enjoyed it.
Like you said, mate.
I've been to some, believe me.
Like you said,
I've been going to France for over 30 years. And believe me, I can tell you some places got a lot worse than this.
Like you said about Crystal, and I said I'd go back there. I really enjoyed it. I loved the food, I loved the fishing, I loved everything. Oh yeah, fucking great. Loved all that stuff. And you said, oh well, if you'd gone there a few years before, you'd see that, you know, things have gone a little bit downhill.
Yeah, I couldn't understand what the owners were implying, because we knew there was something wrong with it, and we knew that fish had gone belly up, but we was reassured that the stock weren't affected. But in the same sentence, he was stocking it with an extra 100 fish. So if your stock's good, why are you adding to the stock? If it's, you know, you'd add the odd 20 fish maybe to add, you know, keep on top, because you do lose a percentage, you know, unfortunately. But, you know, only PB out of there at 66, which was my third 60.
A beautiful fish, was it?
God, was that. But yet again, weren't fishing that far out. But not being a massive caster, you try and look for things close in, because whatever's that side will be this side. But yeah, no, the facilities are good here. Showers are okay. But you've got to remember, there is a lot of people here. How many swims is there? 60?
Oh,
60? 61?
Yeah, something like that. Right, well on that note, we'll sign off, and hopefully tonight we'll have a little update with a capture.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, for all of us. Morning. What's the time? well, it's 10 to 10, cowboy time, about half hour ago, whilst I was tucked up in my bed and just been brought my breakfast roll by shulver, middle rod screamed off, and that was the rod with that I changed the rig and put on the munch baits last night in the PVO bag. So screamed off, and I got cut off, clean cut on what I think is a muscle bed, mate, but it was yeah, screaming rum. And I was in bed and the zip trapped on my sleeping bag, and I was like, ah! And he said, oh, do you want me to hit it? I said, yeah, hit it. And then he went, oh, that's strange. I just cut off. So anyway, what I thought I'd do is just show you the rig that I'm using. It ain't the rig that's failed, you know, it's ultimately the line's just been cut by a muscle bed. So the rigs are working and the bait's working. Anyway, so what I do is I start with cutting a short length of this stuff here that you can't see until we're about there, that's out, I think. Anyway, it's called Jelly Wire by Atomic. I won a raffle when we were at Abbey Lakes last with loads of Atomic tackle stuff in it, and this is one of the things on there. It's called Jelly Wire. What's this one? £35 silk brown fluoron sinking coated hook link, matte, supple, abrasion resistant and camouflaged. So what I do is I take the coating off a few inches. Let's peel that off. Then what I do, you've got to form your hair loop. In fact, probably take a little bit more of that coating off. Come on. There we go. Then form your hair loop. I know you ain't getting an in-depth view of all this. But trust me, I'm literally showing you nothing that you can't find a million times on the internet, apart from me being a complete mong trying to tie hair loops, which is funny enough. I was thinking about this yesterday because I think about really weird things, but the hair loop is my worst part of tying the rig, because I always make them too big, or I think I can tie the hair loop by not cutting the line so small. Anyway, okay, so we formed a hair loop, right? Trim that up. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to put our baits onto the hair to measure the hair. Right, so bait and half of munch baits. So through the bottom of the half bait first, then through the whole bait. And put it onto the hair. Like I say, this is not reinventing the wheel. This is me just showing you what I'm using, what I've had my takes on. And then put the hair stop on. I like to use these little yellow hair stops. I don't know why, but I do prefer them if I can get them out of my little box. Just twist them off. I don't know who they're made by. where I got them. There we go. Right, so our hair stops on. Put it down, and you ain't going to be able to see that, but that's what it looks like, okay? Right, next thing we've got to do is put the hook on. You might not be able to see, but there's clearly an uncoated part there that I stripped off. The hooks I've been using for this rig are too bright for you to see, again, because it's quite sunny outside. Anyway, oh, there we go. So Nash Claw size 4. Right, just to show you, I'm not hiding anything from you. Nash Claw size 4. Bought these the other day. Hadn't used them until this session. Right, we come through the back of the eye, run up until we're on the uncoated section, and then we're going to measure out, and I like it about there. Okay, just to show you on the background. So that's what we're doing. But what we're going to do is we go round once, round twice, move the hair out the way, and then round 2 more times until we then come back up through the back of the eye again. Am I happy with that? Yes, I am. Okay, so there we go. Very simple, like I say, very, very simple. And then next thing we do on this rig, literally just had it a minute ago, literally just had something that I need right now. Where are you? You bastards. Okay, so I'm looking for putty, my rig pay, which I now can't find. So let's get this stuff out. Solid. So it was pretty cold here last night. I would say I woke up to frost, but I didn't, so I'm still in bed. But Shulver did. He was out there.
I was loving what, Bill?
No, I was saying you woke up to frost.
Yeah.
Okay. So look, I've just put a little bit of putty on where the strip back section meets the coated section. Why do I do that? It just gives me a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit more confidence, just to say that there's a tiny bit of weight there, just to, you know, just when the carp picks up the hook, you know what I mean, it's there on the floor, and that hook's ready to fall into the fucking mouth of the carp. I've had some pretty good hook holds. Right, check the hook point. Fuck's sakes. Right, that's skating across my nail. So out of the packet, no good. Alright, okay, remember that. Anyway, now what we're going to do, keep this rig short because it's going to a PVA bag. Tie a loop using a figure of 8 knot. So we go over, under, back through the loops just made. Wet your knots before you tighten anything, and it looks like a figure of 8. This bit does anyway. I know you can't fucking see it, of course you can't, because the camera's rubbish. It's getting old now, the old camera. And then Stick it on your puller, tension it up. And get your cutters, remove the excess. Nice. And there it is. That is the finished rig. I mean, like I say, nothing special about that. Nothing gonna fucking blow your mind. But what we do need to do is ensure that this hook is sharp. So, the jag sharpener, jag vice or whatever it's called, the sharpening stones. Just make sure that hook is nice and sharp. I'm going to use the green one. And all I'm going to do let's see this. A very fine hone on the right, and a very fine hone on the left. There we go, and it's now sticking into my nail. Didn't take much, just a tiny bit, right? But because we've taken some of that coating off, it's nice just to keep your hook protected. And I'll just use one of these pens called a solution pen. I don't know if you can see that. Solution weedy green. And I'll just paint onto the side of the bits I've polished. And that just stops it, let's say the hook's in there overnight, stops it going a bit rusty or anything like that. Right, so that's the actual rig done, right? Now what do we need to do? Well, we need to attach it to the lead system that we're going to be using. So what we're going to need is one more bit of tackle, which is a silicone sleeve, which I'm now going to go into my box of tricks and try and find. One in now. Good start. Let's get these needles off my bed. I don't want the needle in the leg or worse places. Right, silicone sleeves, where are you? Something there? Nope, that's not there. Oh man, I've got no silicone sleeves. This is not good. I'm sure I saw some the other day. Literally had loads of them. Literally had loads of bloody silicone sleeves. Lee, you got any silicone sleeves? Lee, you got any silicone sleeves, mate?
I don't think so.
No, I'm trying to find. Oh, I had loads. I just don't know where they've gone. Okay.
Have a coffee, mate.
Oh yes, please, mate. Thank you. So, oh man, I'm trying to find a silicone sleeve here. I look like an absolute idiot. Trying to find them. I know I've got them. I know I've got them because I've seen them. So it's Tuesday anyway. Last night's Rum Monday party was a success. Very, very good for all parties involved. And I've got a little bit of a headache this morning, which is probably why I can't find these silicone sleeves. I'm missing something. What am I missing? What am I not checking? in now. Anyway, right, forget about that then. I'll find them in a minute. Right, next thing what we've got to do is just attach it to the lead system. This is just an inline drop-off lead. You can see on the bottom I've got a double ring swivel attached to a little quick link. Alright, and that's it, that's what we're doing. The double ring swivel fits in the bottom, your leader runs over the top, and it's attached with tail cone, tail rubber. And anyway, I literally put it on there using the quick clip, but I'm not going to put it on there without a silicone sleeve, just to cover it all up, make it nice and neat. And I can't find them right now, so rather than you watching me struggling about in the bivvy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you go, and then I'm going to get this out. I'll put all of that into a PVA bag of crushed biomarine, I think it's called, munch baits.
Sun's coming out, mate.
I found them. I knew I fucking had them. So the rods are out now. On the spots. I've changed things around a little bit. So the right hand rod is still over in the corner over there. And the left hand rod is as well. And they're on inline drop-offs in a solid PVA bag. And what I've done with this rod now, straight out to see that tree. Oop, there's two trees there, but on the right hand one, I'm down here, and I've decided to put on that was on a Ronnie rig, but I've decided to put that on an inline drop-off, just with a little PVA, not a solid bag, but a little PVA bag on the end of it, and some mix around it onto a spot there. Hoping that'll go. Didn't have a touch all last night, apart from this morning, 9:15, middle rod, which I changed over yesterday and put it on the spot out there to munch baits. Oh, there's a little ripple there. Over to munch baits. That went this morning, but took me over a mussel bed, cut me clean off. Yeah, screamer. But I couldn't get out of my bed quick enough because the bloody zip jammed on my sleeping bag. But quietly confident tonight. Shulver's got some nice spots as well. He's fishing that tree I pointed at, so I told you I've got the right hand tree, he's got the left hand tree, so we're fishing pretty much the same place. Nice bit of bait out there. We'll see. Got to get a few bites. Jay's got his rods out as well. Oh yeah, and Jay had a take last night, drop back, and when we got to the rods, it was there was nothing on there, unfortunately. So I put it straight back out. Bloke's over there fishing in that peg over there. He's had 2 20s out. These lads had a take earlier. I don't know if they landed it, not sure. And this guy over in the corner over here, I saw him land a nice fish earlier. Looked quite nice. I had it on the binos. Couldn't really see how big it was, but he done everything he needed to in the water. And of course he had his back to me, so I couldn't see the size of the fish, but looked quite nice from what I saw. Yeah, so that's the update for tonight. Fingers crossed, get a little fish. Shulver is in. Don't know how much you're going to get of this. Fish has been taking him round and round the swims. houses.
Trying to get one good. Oh, mate, it's nowhere near it yet. It's going to go. Fucking not having it. It's a mill, yours.
On the line, mate.
Fucking hell. Do you want me to that's for you.
None of it is more. I thought he was ready then. He's in.
Oh, I've got your pasty thanks for that.
Oh, lovely, mate. No, mate, I think he's bigger than you think. He's bigger than you think, mate.
Captured backlegs everywhere.
Right here, let me hold that fucking net. Sort out the rod that hasn't gone. Yeah.
There you go, let's go.
Yeah, got it. There we go, look at that. Common.
Yeah, I look at that.